Okay, the next section we are going to cover in our student handbook is on page 5. It's the very middle of page 5, and it's the section that says in bold and underlined, special note about cell phones. Okay, special note about cell phones, because I know, even though it wasn't the same when I was in 5th grade, I know that a lot of our 5th graders are coming in with cell phones, and it's actually a good tool.
Micaiah Gilmore, if you're in the building, please come to the front office. Micaiah Gilmore to the front office, please, at this time.
Okay, it's actually a good tool, and we do encourage that you use that tool, but we do have some rules here at Holt about those cell phones. Phones must be turned off when the student arrives on campus. So as soon as you step foot on campus, you're going to have to turn it off. And then placed in the student's locker until the student goes home at the end of the day. So it needs to remain off until you're off campus. The student may not have the cell phone on his or her person at any time during the school day. So you can't go from class to class with that cell phone in your binder or in your backpack, or in your pocket. We would prefer if you kept it in your backpack, in your locker. The school will not systematically conduct searches to look for cell phones, so we're not going to ever search you for a cell phone. However, if one is seen or heard, the school will confiscate the phone and return this to the student at a later time. Usually in my classroom, if I see it out, or if I see it here in my classroom, if it's visible to me, or if I hear it, I will take it and have it sent down to the office, put your name on it, and your parents can come and pick it up from there. For repeat offenses, consequences will escalate. So the first time you might have to just send your parent in to go pick it up. The second time it might be a bigger deal. And always, if you're on your cell phone looking at social media, if it's more than I just saw it or somebody called you and you forgot to take that sound off, but if you're actually on it and you're using it and you're checking social media or you're texting somebody, if I see that happen, that's going to be a W. So for repeat offenses, consequences will escalate. And that also means in the classroom and in the office. Simply put, turn off the cell phone and keep it in your locker until you leave the building at the end of the day. So just turn it off, leave it there. It's going to be there at the end of the day when you come and pack up, and you can take it home at that time. It should also be noted that while Holt permits students to bring approved personal electronic devices to school, the school will not attempt to track down or investigate the loss or theft of personal electronic devices. So if you lose your phone and you lose it here at school, we're not going to do any investigation in order to find that phone. You brought it, and you brought it at your own risk. Students will bring those devices to school at their own risk. So there's that. Teams and advisory. So we are the team of Voyagers, and you are in the Miss Velius advisory. To help students feel a stronger sense of personal identity and belonging, Holt students are divided into learning teams with 4 or 5 core teachers. That would be Miss DeSoto and Miss Toomey and Miss Hackman and Miss Redfern. Time is provided daily for each team of teachers to meet and prepare interdisciplinary lessons, discussions, student needs, and conference with students and parents. So we meet and we talk about you guys, and if we need to contact parents or bring parents in, or if we need to bring you in for a meeting, maybe there's something going on, we will do so. In addition to being placed on a core learning team, students will also be placed in an advisory class. So that's my advisory, or Miss Redfern, Miss DeSoto, Miss Toomey, Miss Hackman. We also have Mr. Hart, and we have Miss Caldwell as well. The advisory class will meet at the beginning of the day from 7:40 to 8 o'clock. Advisory classes will help students with organization, social skills, goal setting, and other training that leads to academic success and responsible, ethical citizenship. Students' advisors will be designated teachers that conduct the parent-teacher conferences. So even though I might not have you in class every single day, some of you, I will be conferencing with your parents if you are in my advisory, and same goes for the other teachers. So you are going to be having parent-teacher conferences with your advisory teacher and your parents. Next section is parents and community. Very important part of our Husky Nation is parents and the community around us. Parent participation is a critical ingredient in providing a quality educational program for students. Some of the ways Holt parents can become informed and involved are listed below. So this is a good part for you to share with your parents if they're wondering, how can I get involved? How can I get into the building? How can I work with the teachers? How can I be helpful in any way that they need? This is the section of the agenda that they need to look at. So help your parents with this tool if they need it. Fundraising. Periodically during the school year, fundraising activities will be conducted to support projects of the PTO, grade level teams, or special groups, Odyssey of the Mind, Student Council, etc. Sponsors of fundraising events must have prior approval of the principal. So if you're going to raise money for something, you need to have Mr. Morningstar's approval. These activities may not interfere with the instructional program. Students may not take fundraising orders during instructional time, nor should they go door to door in the community unless accompanied by a parent. Selling items for individual gain is not allowed. So we don't want you trying to sell things during the school day. We want you in class, trying to learn about what's going on in the classroom. We don't want you going door to door unless you have an adult with you. And we also do not want you to try to make any money off of the fundraising yourself. All of the money should be going towards the school or organization that you are trying to help. Parent-teacher communications. Holt Middle School desires effective communication with parents. Parents are encouraged to work with the school as partners in achieving this goal. Listed below are some ways the school will communicate with its families. Newsletters will be sent home in agenda or by email from the office and from individual teams informing parents of scheduled events and activities. Parent-teacher conferences at the end of quarters 1 and 3, so that's 2 conferences during the year. Parents may schedule conferences at other times by contacting the student's teacher or the guidance counselor by calling 527-3670. That's a 479 area code. School is a very busy place and schedules are tight. To prevent an interruption of planned instruction and activities, parents are requested to schedule a visit. So if your parents want to have a sit down with your teachers, we love that. But please make sure that they call and they make a scheduled appointment, because otherwise they may be coming in during a time that we are not free, and we don't want them to waste their time coming up when we can't meet with them, or to have to turn them away. That's never a good thing. So we want to meet with them, but make sure that they schedule. Students' work and other communications will be sent home to parents each Tuesday in their agenda's clear pockets. We refer to these clear pockets as Tuesday folders. So those clear pockets, anything important goes home in those. Parent-Teacher Organization, PTO. The Holt Parent-Teacher Organization seeks to promote and support school programs and goals. All parents and staff are encouraged to join and actively support the PTO. There will be a nominal membership fee for joining the PTO. At the beginning of the school year, the PTO president will announce organizational goals and meeting dates for the year. So if you have any PTO questions, just contact your advisor and we will direct them to the right place. Parent volunteers and visitors. The best education occurs when parents and teachers work closely together to meet student needs. We need those parents. Holt welcomes and encourages parents to serve as volunteers in the school. There are many ways that parents can help. Any parent wishing to volunteer should contact the child's teachers, the school counselors, PTO president, or the Parent Involvement Committee Chair, Amelia Yoon. So if your parents want to get involved, again, any of those people can help them find something within the school that they can do. Holt encourages parent visits and participation in school activities. Having lunch with your student is a great way to spend time with your child at school. So we really don't suggest going class to class with your student, but going to lunch or coming to lunch every few weeks is always a nice little treat for you and your kid, and it's fantastic. So upon arrival, all visitors must sign in at the front office and obtain a visitor's pass. It'll be a picture ID. We'll need a picture ID in order to obtain that pass, and it needs to be displayed at all times that you are in the building, so wearing it on your person is a good idea. Okay, that's the end of that section.